Hi Scorpio, here's your horoscope for April 2024, brought to you by planetswithin.com. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, we have a very important month. This is because we have a very powerful solar eclipse that's going to light up the sixth house. So what this means, anytime we have a solar eclipse this strong, over the course of the next 6 months to a year, you will begin to see major changes in that area of the chart. So last month we had a lunar eclipse was just as strong on the 25th, and it lit up this 12th house of endings and completions. So something is ending here over the next 6 months to a year, and something new is opening up here on this side of the chart. Now this reading is for anyone who has a sun sign of Scorpio or a rising sign of Scorpio. This is a very general overview of the astrology for the month because I don't have everybody's birth time and birth chart, and everyone's birthday and birth charts are completely different. So I have to be very general. But we look to the ruler of this eclipse, which is Aries, which is Mars, which is right there. And Mars happens to be the co-ruler of Scorpio. Before they discovered Pluto, Mars was the ruler of Scorpio. So this is why we call it a co-ruler. So what we're looking at this month, as you can see here, most of the planets piled up in this part of your chart, is we have 4 planets in Pisces, another water sign like yours. So most of you are feeling really good and inspired, and you're happy and you're feeling more loving and creative in some way. And then all of a sudden this energy starts getting activated throughout the month. And so it's back to work. It's back to, changing your routine, and anything to do with asserting yourself or even physical health is going to be very important this month. And I'll get into that eclipse in a minute or so. But I wanted to give you a little overview. We also have your ruler Pluto down here in the 4th house, which continues to move through this 4th house of home, feeling, and foundation. So many of you are understanding your deeper emotions, or maybe you're working on a project around the home. Maybe you're taking care of family dynamics. If you are in a retail location, maybe you're thinking about doing something there, whether it's remodeling or changing taking place. This month is definitely a big financial month as well, because we have Jupiter and Uranus that are going to team up in the sign of Taurus, which is the other sign of money. You're one of the signs. Taurus is the other sign of money. And by the end of the month, we'll have Venus and Mars also switching signs. And we'll have Taurus Sun in Taurus, and we'll have Venus in Taurus as well. So it's a very big, very important month for financial matters, business endeavors, other people. Okay, so let's take a little deeper dive and see what we've got here. So the month starts off with the Mercury going retrograde. So here it is in stationary position in the 6th house. It's in Aries. It'll backtrack to about 15 degrees. And so what this is suggesting is something or someone or some situation from the past is resurfacing. And you'll have to address it or deal with it, or something about the health or health matters of yourself or a pet or someone else in your life. But it's in Aries. Aries represents the self. And so it has something to do with you and your daily routine. Let's just say you have a business. If you own a business, it could have something to do with employees, and maybe their health care benefits or something like that. You see, it all falls under that umbrella as well. So not a big deal, but there is a review process when we do have Mercury going retrograde in the 6th house. Pay attention to your health, because you may run yourself a little ragged too. Not that you're going to get sick, but you might find yourself overwhelmed and maybe feeling a little more exhausted than normal. Now Venus enters Aries on the 5th right there to help out. This is great for advancement, say, making more money at work, or doing something with a partnership in business, a business endeavor. Let's just say you have a business and you want to sell it, or you want to take on a partner. This could be a good time for Venus in Aries. The downside of Venus in Aries is we could draw people that are egotistical and full of themselves, are very driven and very determined, and really don't want to hear what anybody else has to say, but it has to do with partnerships, and it has to do with legal matters. It has to do with connecting with other people, again in the 6th house. So you could find yourself this month in a very busy business or job situation because of Venus in Aries here. So keep an eye on all that, but focus on your health as well, because this is the house that represents health. So as much as you want to make money and succeed and achieve, this could be a good time to focus on that health routine and start the exercise program, change your diet, whatever it is, because this is the house that represents that. But also, here is the powerful solar eclipse that's going to take place on the 8th. Now, this is going to be at 19 degrees of Aries, wherever that is in your actual birth chart that gets lit up. But what makes this so special is just in the 6th house. If you wanted to change your body composition in some way, this is a golden opportunity to do it, because the 6th house rules health and daily routine. It's in Aries, the self, self-awareness, self-driven, motivation, drive, all of that stuff falls under this umbrella. But it's also conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. So there's a healing taking place, or there's a need to heal something. So this is going to be very favorable for all of that. But it's, like I said, it's going to be in effect all the way through the rest of the year. So let's say you're starting a new health routine and you want to drop, let's say, 10 pounds, okay? This would be a great opportunity to do this in the first week of this eclipse and literally tell the universe, I will rid my body of 10 pounds by, and give yourself a date, a realistic date, let's say 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and stick to that program, because there's a really good chance that it will happen. Okay, and so this eclipse is really strong. It's not making any major aspects to anything except these planets right here. The North Node, you're going to be feeling like you're driven to move in a new direction. You might be inspired, like I said, for partnerships, because Venus is also in Aries. But something from the past can resurface at this time, okay, because of the Mercury retrograde. So it's a really great opportunity for something important to come into your life in this 6th house. So keep your eyes open, because you never know. We could be in for a lot of surprises. Now, the sun enters Taurus on the 19th. The Taurus is your opposite sign, as you can see here. And again, this is a very, very favorable time of the year for connecting with others. But what makes this one so special is Jupiter and Uranus are at 21 degrees in the 7th house. So the people around you could surprise you. They could be grateful. You could be grateful. The interaction with others could be wonderful on some level, or coming to some sort of realization about something. Maybe you're finalizing something. Maybe, whatever you're having done in your life, work-wise or health-wise. Maybe you're working with a personal trainer. This involves other people. But, when the sun's going through Taurus, there's a tendency to think of two things: money and food, and maybe 3 things: looking good and connecting with others. All right, maybe 4 things. But you get the point here. There's so much energy coming into this 7th house of connecting with others that's going to be vitally important to discuss things like finances, to discuss things like values and beliefs. And again, because Uranus is in the mix, there could be plenty of surprises coming from people in your life at this time. But I do see a very busy month. Now, the full moon this month is in your sign on the 23rd. It's going to be at 4 degrees of Scorpio, and it's from the partnership house to the self house. But what's tricky about this one is it will be squared your ruler Pluto in the 4th house. So there could be some dynamics here with a partnership, something to do with money matters that can be a little tricky. Maybe some unforeseen expenditures related to your home or family. These are all in the mix at this time. So be very aware of what you're doing, which you guys normally are. But because it's a full moon in Scorpio, this is a realization about something coming to light, something that really has to be addressed, something that may be passionate and needs to be addressed. So watch what happens. Tempers could flare. There could be a lot of passion involved here, heated discussions. All of that stuff is very possible with a family member or something to do with the home life. Okay, your foundation, your business, your core of your essence. So this is going to be a very strong full moon as well. Now, Mercury goes direct on the 25th right here. Here it is at 15 degrees, so that's going to help you out quite a bit, having to do with misunderstandings, clearing things up, clearing up the air, moving forward with projects, taking care of pets if you have pets. This falls under all of this umbrella. And Mercury in Aries is very quick-witted when it's going direct. It's very sharp. So over the course of the next week or so, you will start thinking as quickly as possible and getting things done and having important conversations with others now that Mercury is moving in a direct manner. Venus also enters the sign of Taurus on the 29th, right there. Now look at this. 4 wonderful looking planets in this 7th house. Talk about connecting with others. Talking about, having people around you, or inspiring others, or helping others in some way, or they're helping you. This is very strong Taurus energy here. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be out and about socializing and interacting and, having a gathering of some kind in your life. Maybe there's just a real nice appreciation for the people in your life and they appreciate you. Okay, so this is all part of the equation here with Venus going through Taurus. And of course, Venus in Taurus definitely is associated with money. Taurus is the sign of money, so is your sign. So maybe you're meeting with brokers, maybe you're talking to financial people about investments and stuff like that. That is a possibility. Okay, it could have something to do with beautifying and organizing and being meticulous about something. But there are other people involved in all of this, so keep an eye on that. Now, at the end of the month, the drive goes through the roof when Mars enters Aries. Mars is now in its element in the sign of Aries, and it's in the 6th house. So talk about having extra energy to motivate yourself, exercising, accomplishing projects, going places. This is going to, it's going to energize you, no doubt about it. Mars works way better in Aries than it did in Pisces. Pisces, it's like, mushy and emotional and sensitive, and it's watery, but now it's in its own element, the fire. And so impulsiveness, drive, determination, wanting to achieve, the downside to Mars in Aries is it can be egotistical. So be careful of that, running into people with tremendous egos, or you becoming too aggressive with others and getting into some sort of friction. Okay, so watch all of that stuff. Anyway, there you have it, Scorpio. Have a great month, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.